Welcome once again, gentle folks, to another week for your NFL weekly game week picks and predictions and betting tips. And for this week, game week 7, we're going to start with Thursday night football as usual. And we're going to start with the New Orleans Saints at the Arizona Cardinals. So we're going to jump straight into it. And I'm just going to share with you my winner, the spread, and my total points expected. Alright. For this game, New Orleans versus Cardinals, I'm expecting the Cardinals to take care of business here. Mind you, New Orleans has the strength to come in and turn it all over, but I'm going to go with Cardinals to win this one. In terms of the spread, I'm going to go with a 1.5 minus 1.5 for the Cardinals here. And in terms of total points here, I'm looking at 44.5, and I'm saying here that we're going to have over 44.5 for this game. Alright, so those are my predictions for the New Orleans Saints versus Cardinals. Recapping it, we're expecting Cardinals to win. In terms of a spread, I'm going with minus 1.5 for the Cardinals. And also my total points for this game, I'm saying here we're going to have over 44.5 points. Alright, and so let's get out of over to the next game, which is Sunday, the first game on Sunday here. Not necessarily the first game on Sunday, but they all start at the same time. As you know, this game is going to be the Browns versus the Ravens, and the Browns visiting the Ravens, and for this game I'm expecting the Ravens to take care of business. In terms of spread though, I'm going to say I have minus 5.5 for the Ravens, and in terms of total points here, I'm saying that we're going to have over 45.5 points. And the recapping predictions for Browns versus Ravens, I'm expecting the Ravens to take care of business here, and in terms of a spread, I'm going to minus 5.5 for the Ravens, and total points, I'm saying we're going to have over 45.5 points in this particular game. And so let's move to our next game, and our next game is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Carolina Panthers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers visiting the Panthers, but I'm expecting the Buccaneers to take care of business, though the Panthers, they have been woeful this season, and I expect that woeful form to continue here on Sunday. So the Bucs to win, and in terms of a spread, I'm going with minus 6.5 for the Bucs. And in terms of total points, I'm going here and I'm going to say we're going to have over 40.5 points. Sorry. Alright, so those are recapping predictions for the Bucs versus Panthers. I'm expecting the Buccaneers to win. In terms of a spread, I'm going with minus 6.5 for the Buccaneers. And in terms of total points, we're going to have over 40.5 points. Alright. And the next game, we have the Falcons versus the Bengals. Falcons visiting the Bengals here, so this should be an interesting matchup, should be a good one. And so therefore, as it relates to this game now, I'm expecting the Bengals to take care of business, but the Falcons can upset the apple cart here, but I'm going with the Bengals to win. In terms of a spread, I'm going with minus 5.5 for the Bengals, and for in terms of total points, I'm going to say here we're going to have over 44.5 points. Alright, over 44.5 points in this game. So recapping predictions for the Falcons versus the Bengals, I'm expecting the Bengals to win. In terms of a spread, I'm going with the Bengals at minus 5.5. And in terms of total points, I'm saying here we're going to have over 44.5 points in this particular game. Alright, so let's go on to our next game, and our next game here on Sunday is just be a little bit patient with me here, taking a little time to come up. So our next game here on Sunday will be the Detroit Lions versus the Cowboys. The Cowboys, they were playing very well. I think they're 5-1. If they're 4-2 actually. The Detroit Lions, they have played 5 in the last 4. So let's jump straight into it. And for this game, I'm expecting the Cowboys to take care of business, being at home. And in terms of a spread, I'm going to go with the Cowboys here at minus 3.5. And in terms of total points, I'm going to say here we're going to have we're going to have under 45.5 points. Alright, so recapping predictions for Detroit Lions versus Cowboys, I'm expecting Cowboys to win. In terms of a spread, I'm going at minus 3.5 for the Cowboys. And in terms of total points, I'm saying we're going to have under 45.5 points in this particular game. Alright, so those are my predictions for the Lions versus the Cowboys. This one at the Cowboys home ground. Alright, So now we're going to move on over the New York Giants versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. And for this particular game, I'm expecting a good one. I think it should be a hard-fought one. The Giants, they are in the ascendancy, one would say. They're 5-1, while the Jacksonville Jaguars are 3-4, 2-4, that is. And so it should be an interesting matchup. And the Giants have the tools to overturn the Jaguars, but I'm going to give the Jaguars the edge here, being at home and what they have done this season and their capabilities. They in the early part of the season they were very efficient with the football, but for the last 2 weeks they have fallen off somewhat. But I'm still going to carry them to win this game, so I'm going with the Jacksonville Jaguars to win here. And in terms of a spread, I'm going to take here the Jacksonville Jaguars at -2.5. And in terms of total points for this game, I'm going to see here we're going to have over 41.5 points. Alright, so recapping predictions for Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Giants. I'm expecting Jacksonville Jaguars to win. In terms of a spread, I'm going with the Jacksonville Jaguars at -2.5. And also in terms of total points, I'm going to say here we're going to have over 41.5 points in this particular game. Alright, so those are my predictions for the New York Giants versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. And now we'll move on to our next game here on Sunday, which is the Indianapolis Colts versus the Tennessee Titans. And this one, I think, is anybody's game, and it's going to be an interesting matchup. So let's go ahead and head straight into the predictions for this one. For this one, now I'm expecting the Tennessee Titans to take care of business at home, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Colts manage to turn them over. So the Tennessee Titans to win. In terms of spread, I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans at -1.5. And in terms of total points, I'm going to go here and I'm going to say we're going to have over 40.5 points for this game, I do believe. Alright, so recapping predictions for the Colts versus the Titans. I'm expecting the Titans to win. In terms of a spread, I'm going with the Titans at -1.5. In terms of total points, I'm saying here that we're going to have over 40.5 points in this particular game. Alright, so let's move on over to our next game. Alright, and our next game is the Green Bay Packers versus the Washington Commanders. Washington Commanders have a few injury concerns. I think their quarterback might be out. He had a broken thumb, and so I think he might be out for a couple of weeks. Not a broken thumb, a broken ring finger, I think, yeah, on his ring arm, I think, and so therefore he'll be out. And so I think this has pushed the game more into the Green Bay Packers' favor, and so I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers to win this one. And in terms of a spread, I'm going to say here I'm going to go with -4.5 for the Packers. And in terms of total points, I'm going to come here and I'm going to just go with over 41.5. Not seeing that, so I'm going to go with over 40.5 points for this particular game. So recapping predictions for Green Bay Packers versus the Washington Commanders. Expecting the Packers to win. In terms of spread, I'll go with -4.5 for the Packers. And in terms of total points, I'm saying here we're going to have over 40.5 points in this particular game. Alright, so let's move on over to this one now, and we're going to go to the next game, which is the New York Jets versus the Denver Broncos. And this game should be a very, very interesting one. Very, very interesting one. New York Jets in really good form. They have won 4 of their 6 games, while the Denver Broncos have lost 2 of while the Denver Broncos have won 2 of their 6. Alright, so I'm going to go with New York Jets to go to the Broncos and surprise them. Defensively, the Broncos are doing well at home, and so they just need to get the scoring part of the game going. Alright, and then they should start getting some better results. But I'm going to go with the Jets to beat them at home. And in terms of spread, I'm going to go with the Jets at +2.5. Alright, so if they do lose the game, they shouldn't lose the game now no more than 3 points if they do lose. Alright, and in terms of total points, I'm going to go with here I'm going to go with over 39.5 points. Alright, expecting over 39.5 points in this particular game. So recapping predictions for the Jets versus the Broncos. I'm expecting the Jets to win. In terms of spread, I'm going with the Jets at plus 2.5. And in terms of total points, I'm saying here that we're going to have over 39.5 points. Alright, so let's skedaddle on over to our next game. And our next game is Texans versus the Raiders. Houston Texans versus the Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders, that is. The Raiders usually score a lot of points at home. They usually manage to win most of the games at home as well. And so I think it should be no different here this weekend, but you never know. Alright, but so the Raiders to win. The Las Vegas Raiders, that is, to win. In terms of a spread, I'm going to go with the Las Vegas Raiders at minus 6.5. And in terms of total points, I'm going to go here and I'm going to say we're going to have over 44.5 points, I do believe. And so let's recap our predictions here for the Texans versus the Raiders. I'm expecting the Raiders to win. In terms of the spread, I'll go with the Raiders at minus 6.5. In terms of total points, I'm going with 44.5. Alright, for this particular game. Alright, and so those are my predictions for the Texans versus the Raiders. And now we're going to move on to our next game, which is the Seattle Seahawks versus the LA Chargers. Alright, the Los Angeles Chargers. Alright, so for this particular game here now, Chargers versus the Seahawks. I'm expecting the Seahawks to pull off the business here. To tighten up their defense and challenge the Chargers and beat them here. So I'm expecting the Seahawks to win here. In terms of a spread, I'm going to go with plus 2.5. Alright, plus 2.5 for the Seahawks. And in terms of total points here, I'm saying that we're going to have under. Hold on, I think I might have passed my points here. I think we're going to have under. I'm seeing that we're going to have under. We're going to have under 53.5 points. Alright, we're going to have under 53.5 points for this particular game. Alright, so recapping predictions for Seattle Seahawks versus LA Chargers. I'm expecting the Seahawks to win. In terms of spread, I'm going to go with the Seahawks at plus 2.5. And also, in terms of total points, I'm saying here that we're going to have under 53.5 points for this particular game. Alright, and so let's move on up to our next game now. And our next game will be the Kansas City Chiefs versus San Francisco 49ers. Alright, so predictions for this game now. I'm expecting the 49ers to come in and pull off this one. At home, they're a tough team to score against at home. Based on their current form this season, they have been tough to score against at home. And Kansas City Chiefs, they have shown where they can falter and where they're vulnerable. So I'm going to go with the 49ers to win this game. 49ers to win. And I'm going to go with plus 2.5 for the 49ers in terms of a spread. In terms of total points, I'm going to come here and I'm going to say now we're going to have under 47.5 points, I do believe, for this game. And let's recap our predictions for Kansas City Chiefs versus the 49ers. Alright, I'm expecting the 49ers to win. In terms of a spread, I'm going with the 49ers at plus 2.5. In terms of total points, I'm saying that we're going to have under 47.5 points. Alright, so those are my predictions for the Kansas City Chiefs versus San Francisco 49ers game. And so next we're going to move on over to the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Miami Dolphins. This should be an interesting game. Hopefully they have one of their preferred quarterbacks. Well, I know that Tua won't be playing, so hopefully they still have Teddy Bridgewater. If they have Teddy Bridgewater, then it should be an interesting matchup. Pittsburgh Steelers, they had a good win last week and so they might carry that form over to the Dolphins. You never know. Alright, but I'm gonna stick with Dolphins, take care of business, with them being at home. Expect them to have a business there. Tyreek Hill is still there, and they have Waddle, who is also there as well. Those two guys are two of the guys who are in the top 5 in terms of I think receiving yards, and so therefore they're usually efficient with the football. And so I'm expecting if they can manage to get the balls to them often enough on Sunday, they should continue to do the good work, and hence the reason why I'm giving them the win here against the Steelers. So the Miami Dolphins to win, I'm going to take it at I'm going to take them also at minus 5.5 in terms of a spread. And on terms of the total points, I'm saying here now that we're going to have under 44.5 points for this particular game. Recapping predictions for Steelers versus Dolphins, I'm expecting Dolphins to win. In terms of total points, I'm saying here that not total points, in terms of a spread, I'm going to take Dolphins at minus 5.5. And in terms of total points, I'm going to say here we're going to have under 44.5 points for this particular game. Alright, and so therefore that's how the cookie crumbles over there versus the Steelers versus the Dolphins. And now we're going to move on over to the next game, which is our Monday Night Football game. And this game is the Bears visiting the Patriots there at Foxborough. And so this should be a fair enough matchup, but I do expect that the Patriots will handle business, them being at home. Alright, so the Patriots should handle business, so the Patriots to win. In terms of a spread, I'm going to go with minus 4.5 for the Patriots. And in terms of total points, I'm going to say here we should have over 38.5 points. Alright, so recapping predictions for the Patriots versus the Bears, I'm expecting the Patriots to win. In terms of total, in terms of a spread, I'm going to go with minus 4.5 in favor of the New England Patriots. And in terms of total points, here I'm going to say we're going to have over 38.5 points for this particular game, I do believe. Alright, and so that's how the cookie crumbles with the New England Patriots versus the Chicago Bears at Foxborough on Monday Night Football. And this is how it crumbles for game week 7 of the NFL. So these are my game picks, and these are my betting tips. As I said, there are other aspects to the game. You can go ahead and bet on props as well. You can bet on these things. You can bet on first team to score, last team to score, high scoring quarter, and all of that jazz. You can bet on quarter specific outcomes. Now, I mean, who to win each quarter and all of that. Spread, what spread they're winning each quarter. So you have a number of things that you can do here. So it's not only the straight up bets that I give you here in the main bets, but there are other aspects to betting here. So, and as usual, whenever you're doing the betting slips, I just always say, hey, don't put no more than 3 or 5 predictions per slip. The less predictions per slip, the stronger the possibility of you winning, and the better it works out for you. So that's what I have to tell you. But as usual, as I said, continue to watch these videos, subscribe to my channel, share the content with your friend, and click the notification bell as well whenever you subscribe, so that you get these videos as soon as they come up. And I wish you all happy betting, and as I said, best of luck for this week, and happy winnings. Alright, thank you for your time.